Try not to think about how much my feet are hurting. Absolute dead man walking. I would pay a lot of money for the car to be here now.
If you don't know, the Yorkshire Three Peaks Challenge is a 25-mile walk through the Yorkshire Dales. 25.32 if you're counting, which I was, see. The three peaks being Pen-y-ghent, Whernside and Inglebrough. And the challenge itself is doing it in under 12 hours because everything has to be a challenge these days, and apparently walking 25 miles and 3 hills in a day isn't enough. Really need to work on that breath work. I love walking up hills, but I'd never done anything close to 25 miles and 3 separate peaks. So to train for it, I did a 14-mile hike round my local moors. I'll be honest, I did that just so I could call it more, how do you hike it on me Garmin. I woke up at the crack of dawn. Lucky dawn! That's inappropriate and it's just a joke from the office, so don't worry. The traditional start to this walk is Horton in Ribblesdale, and not one to break tradition, and let's be honest, it's the closest point to my house. That's where I headed to. I arrived at 7:10 and surprisingly this thriving metropolis was quiet. I filmed my first few steps because I'm sad and started my journey. Not having done a big walk like this, setting off before sunrise and knowing you're going to be walking until it gets dark is a bit weird. This was in autumn, and if I take 12 hours I'll be walking through some pretty remote countryside in the dark, and I'll be honest, that was on my mind. So even though I'm filming, I don't want to be getting too many shots like this where you put the camera down, walk off and then have to walk back to get the camera. And I don't know about you, but I didn't want to add any extra distance to an already 25-mile walk. Is that a mobile phone in your pocket? You're happy to see me? It's a mobile phone, don't flatter yourself. After these lovely woods and stream, the first ascent starts. The navigation of this route is easy because you see these signs pretty much everywhere. Then you get your first proper look at Hill 1, Pen-y-ghent, and she is a beauty. If you're into slightly overweight men breathing heavily, then these next few seconds are for you. Lovely shot of my exposed hips there. I've got the body of a world champion boxer. Unfortunately, that boxer is Tyson Fury. It's about 10-15 minutes of pretty steep rock, and that's a hard bit for Hill 1 done. I got a stranger to film me at the top, not awkward at all.
Well done.
Jesus, look at that. 25 miles is hard enough without carrying that blubber around. She also said,
Look, you're a professional.
let's play that bit again, shall we?
You're a professional.
Ah, that's embarrassing. But she said it, so.
Cheers.
On my way down, I saw these runners and I thought, such a physical feat deserves some profound commentary.
Absolutely mental.
That'll do.
How am I feeling? Tired already, actually. 20 miles to go. So that's good.
That gate symbolises the end of the first peak and it's on to the next. I did a time check to see if I was going to have to tackle the last few miles in the dark, but
I'll be heading to the car in the dark. I can't be arsed with that.
And now it's time for an elaborately poured coffee. The serene silence will be broken by me slurping in 3, 2, 1. And with that, the 8-mile hike to Peak 2 began. Don't forget the camera. Obviously I didn't, don't worry. A few people who I spoke to said this section of the walk isn't great, possibly a bit boring, but I loved it. It's easy going, it's flat, it's remote, it's calm. To be honest, this was one of my favourite sections of the whole walk, as you can clearly see by my facial expression.
8 hours of walking still to go, which just seems mental. Burn off a few calories, which means I can smash a full packet of Jaffa cakes in about half an hour. And I will.
When you've walked up a decent sized hill and you see you've still got 20 miles to go, that takes a bit of getting used to.
That's gotta be Whernside there, surely. And don't call me Whernside.
A take on the classic "Don't Call Me Shirley" joke there. See, in my head at that point, I thought that was hilarious. It's not.
So this is the first bit where there's no path. No stone path anyway, but you just follow the track really. I don't see how you can go wrong here. In winter though, I imagine this is where people get a bit stuck.
I found this old tennis ball and Johnny Wilkinson it. Nice modern reference there.
Actually, I probably should put that in my bag.
Good call. It is litter after all.
It is litter after all.
Literally just said that.
If you bring a dog here, don't just leave shit on the hill.
Oh, he's hard.
See, that looks more like the path to me. But that says Ribblehead. And that's where I want to go, so I assume it's this way. Everywhere else says Yorkshire Three Peaks, but that doesn't.
Listen, assumptions make an ass out of you and me, except in this case, because it was the right path, so I'll just shut up.
Oh, she's looking misty, the old girl.
Whoa, 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 whoa. In this day and age, you cannot assume a mountain's gender, so I'll gloss over that with a fact.
Biggest hill in Yorkshire, that.
Bingo. For those saying Micklefell, it is taller than Whernside, but it's also in County Durham, so unlucky. I stopped temporarily to take a photo of this barn and take a moment to reflect on its history.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Makes you think, doesn't it? What a wordsmith. Wasted even more time setting up this shot, then had to walk back. When I said this earlier, don't want to be getting too many of these shots. Obviously talking shite. Another coffee break. I'm pretty sure on a 25-mile hike you should be rehydrating with, like electrolytes or something, but nah, just have a brew. In all honesty, it was at this point when I had my first pang of doubt, because I was starting to get tired. Between the fells themselves, you barely see a soul. This was during the week, but I barely saw anyone for hours. And for a miserable git like me, that's a massive bonus. Honestly, what a beautiful part of the world. Then you get your first proper look at Ribblehead Viaduct, an impressive bit of Victorian engineering. I could tell you all about it, but Google's free, so just enjoy this wobbly shot of it. Very quickly, talking about these wobbly shots, this was all filmed on an old Sony V1, a camera designed for vlogging. Turns out the stabilisation is absolutely useless, so I sold it. You'll see in my other videos that's been addressed, along with the sound.
So the route is, go round here somewhere, turn, up along the ridge, to the top, and then carry on that way. But these stones, not great on the old feet. I think you're supposed to feel pretty happy when you see that railway, because it's the official halfway point. I'm just thinking, how can I be only halfway around? I feel like I've been walking for ages now. If I remember correctly, Whernside's just a bit of a plodder.
That hairy, handsome chap speaks the truth. Whernside is a plod. You've just got to crack on and do it. I'm going to be real for a second now. I was pretty knackered at this point, but every step gets you closer. And there we have it. Peak 2, Whernside. Done.
.7 miles in. Whernside done. That feels good. Was a dead man walking up that hill then, but as expected, on the way down, reinvigorated. It's fine, get some speed up again. Let's get at it. One more hill to go. Just happens to be the steepest.
It is, and it's probably nuggets of genius like this that have kept you watching for so long. Thank you. At this point, I probably should be weaving a will he make it the whole way kind of Jeopardy narrative to keep you watching. But I showed my watch at the start showing I clearly did do it, so that's ruined that, hasn't it?
This walk from Whernside to Inglebrough is beautiful. Tough on the old feet coming down from Whernside. I've got good boots on as well, but I'm feeling it now.
Remember this bit, 16 miles in and my feet are starting to hurt. That's going to pay off later in the film. Redeem myself as a storyteller. It was also at this point where I really needed a wee. Those coffees were catching up on me. And those trees looked inviting, but I thought I'd crack on, letting my bladder get more and more full with every step.
I'm beginning to realise why people do this for charity and not just for a laugh, you know. because it is hard. It is hard, and I'll admit it. It is harder than I thought it would be. And I have not done Inglebrough yet, which is the steepest hill. Classic.
Brutal honesty there. I'm starting to wonder myself, to be honest. Should probably put some downbeat music over this bit. That'll do. However, this building and its annoying beeping was a proper game changer. These vending machines and its cacophony of candy, let me have that one, it's just alliteration, was truly a sight for sore feet. Sight for sore feet. This is genius stuff. That beeping is pretty annoying though, isn't it? Made bearable by how well mannered the machine was. You're welcome. With my bladder now tearing at the seams, it felt appropriate to spend 100 pennies.
Worth a pound.
I call this next shot large man swigging a lemonade. And having a mini burp. Since that place rescued both my bladder and my levels of hydration, I thought it only fair to leave a fitting review.
Absolutely spot on.
Then, seeing Inglebrough, you're reminded that you're not even close to being finished. It's not all bad, the landscape is properly beautiful around here.
I've just seen a potential decent photograph, so gotta go and do it, haven't you? Let's have it. It's just this tree here. Look at that. Look at that tree. That is going to make a good picture.
It was only a point and click, but it turned out okay.
This is some of the nicest landscape I've walked through today. You don't want to be on your phone walking past that bad boy. Wow.
To reach the summit of Inglebrough in your exhausted state, you have to tackle the steepest section of the walk. So to lighten the mood, I said, the ascent has started and I have sharted.
Just rhymes. Don't know why it's funny.
But then literally the first person I've seen in hours walked right past me just as I was about to declare that I've sharted myself. Excellent.
Oh, 19, 20 miles in. And now you've got to do this bad boy. That was brutal.
After that tough climb, and it is a tough climb, you're pretty much at the top, and it's around here you start to forget how tired you actually are because the ascent is all but done.
That is a good feeling. So that's the way I come from. I think that's the way back to Horton. It's not signposted though. Everywhere else is signposted, but I'm pretty sure it's this way. Very much like, I've done it. That's it. In hindsight, I probably should have done more long walks, but it's done now.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where it all went wrong. The euphoria had wore off, the adrenaline had wore off, and all I was left with was a realisation that I had some horrible blisters on my feet. And every step for the next 5.5 miles felt like hell.
So, head down, crack on. Try not to think about how much my feet are hurting. I have got traffic aches though, so there is that.
Every minute felt like an hour, every step properly painful. I'm not just saying this for the video, I was hurting.
The road's fine. I feel fine, my legs feel fine. My feet are in bits.
It doesn't help when all you can see is mile upon mile of seemingly endless moorland.
Absolute dead man walking there. I would pay a lot of money for the car to be here now. If I had it.
Finally, when you get to this point and close the gate, you are getting close to civilization. And that sweet, sweet finishing point. It was here I probably should have said something to convey my emotion, but couldn't be arsed. I did check both ways on the track, but let's be honest, the way I was feeling, if I did get mowed down by the Northern Rail Settle to Carlisle train, I probably wouldn't have minded. This bit is pretty euphoric. You know you've done it when you're walking through town, get back to your car. Why did I touch the car? No idea. Off with the boots, feet in bits here. Legs, fine, fitness-wise fine, but the feet gave up the ghost about 6 miles ago. Honestly, painful. And there you have it, Yorkshire Three Peaks, conquered, or finished at least. I'd actually like to do it again because since this point I've done longer hikes and 25 miles isn't that daunting. I imagine it's brilliant in winter. I reckon I've got a sub 10 hour effort in me pretty comfortably. But at this point a sense of euphoria was washing over me, so I rang my family to triumphantly give them the news and bask in their praise.
So if you go to a place, can you get me a drink?
No, you just have.
No, but I'm really thirsty.
Didn't exactly pan out like that. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. Nothing else left to say other than goodbye, or as they say here in Yorkshire, goodbye, because they speak English as well.
Did you demolish a pack of jelly babies?
Yes. If you've enjoyed this, please do subscribe. I know I come across as sarcastic, it's just my dry sense of humour, and I'm over the moon to know that people are enjoying it. So everyone who's subscribed so far, thank you so much. Every video after this is only going to get bigger and better. Cheers.